Welcome. You just tuned in to the Someone You Should Know show. I'm your host, Pastor Anthony Wilson, and today we're going to talk about exposing the evil works of darkness, and that's what we're talking about today. We're talking about what's been going on in this particular community. What we have behind us, what you see with all this traffic and noise, is Theodore Roosevelt School. And today we're talking about the pedophile case that took place with two young boys. One was 14, one was 16. They was abused and sexually raped. So we're here today to discuss why did the judge, Arthur Willis, give the abductor 30 months of probation. It makes no sense. So now we look at CPS too. We look at CPS. Now you have this third party agency to do work, but you didn't do a thorough search on the people that were formed. So how did that get passed? And it's a monstrosity that these young children have been molested and raped without their consent. It's a violation. It's a violation against their rights, against their parent rights, and it's a violation against my rights. And I, Pastor Anthony Wilson, take this personally, and we're gonna fight it, we're gonna research, we're gonna investigate it. We're not worrying about nobody else joining the team because we got a solid team, and we're gonna investigate this till we get to the bottom of it. If we gotta take it to Supreme Court, that's where it's gonna go. Now at this time, you will hear from a great friend of mine, Activist Pat Gibbons. Pat,
thank you. Thank you. Like Pastor was saying, this scumbag, Ortega, he raped two young boys when he was a dance instructor here at Theodore Roosevelt High School. The judge, Arthur Willis, they call him honorable judge. He's not that honorable. He gave Ortega 30 months of probation when in fact he should be in prison for 30 years, okay? He has a heart for child rapists, and we can't have a judicial system that's flawed, all right? CPS needs to do a better hiring process when it comes to faculty, staff, teachers. There needs to be a better oversight when supervision comes to our children. Our future needs to be protected. Parents trust CPS when they drop their kids off in the morning, when they have to do what's necessary, when they have to work and provide. When you have a distrust in CPS, there's a problem. This is a huge problem. Theodore Roosevelt High School, the principal was trying not to play the story. He was being very rude to us, very rude to us, saying to us, you can't play the story. You can't play the story. Well, guess what? We are going to play the story. He's trying to cover up that Ortega didn't even exist at Theodore Roosevelt High School. Let me tell you something. He did. He was a dance instructor at Theodore Roosevelt High School 2 years ago. He raped a 16-year-old boy. He sexually assaulted a 16-year-old boy. He sexually assaulted a 14-year-old boy. He sent bad text messages, lewd text messages of his private parts to a 14-year-old boy, to a 16-year-old boy. While as a dance instructor at Theodore Roosevelt High School, the principal today threatened us not to play this story because he's scared. Maybe he's friends with the child rapists. Like the judge, they have a heart for child rapists. The people of Albany Park, that's where Theodore Roosevelt High School is at, don't like child rapists. We don't like pedophiles. Pedophiles should be castrated. Liquid castration is the only way to go for pedophiles. They're scumbags. They're low pieces of dirt. Our children need to be safe and protected. CPS is doing a horrible job in protecting our children, specifically for after-school programs, okay? We need to be the leaders of this community. CPS needs to do a better job. Unions like CTU and SEIU Local 73 that defends these scumbags. I don't like you either, all right? You're on watch. That's why the OIG has a lot of reports of sexual abuse. They do. Hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of cases. There was a case last year where an ROTC instructor raped and got an underage female pregnant. These stories should be told. These stories should be exposed. And principals such as this guy at Theodore Roosevelt High School who's trying to hide the story, we're not going to hide the story. We're going to broadcast this story. We're going to send it to 100 different community groups on Facebook. And then we're going to send it to TikTok. And then we're going to send it to Instagram. Okay? We want our children to be safe at the end of the day. And if you can't get the message straight, we'll come out here tomorrow. We'll come out here next day. We'll come out here during the weekend. All right? Do you get the message? We want our kids safe. Ortega should be in jail, not probation. Remember the name of Arthur Willis. He has a soft spot for child rapists. He's a Democrat. That's all I need to say. That our children needs to be safe at the end of the day. Thank you.
How you doing? Bruce Randazzo, activist here. I'm just talking to a few neighbors over here. This neighborhood seems like it's getting better, but then again, when you get something like this with a pedophile across the street, alleged pedophile, that the judge should have gave him more than 30 months probation. What the heck is that judge thinking about? Was there a cover-up? Was there a CPS cover-up? You know, they didn't do a background check on this guy. He's from a third party, and they don't do background checks? Or did they substitute something and put this guy, this pedophile, in there with the school kids? You know, these kids are going to grow up with psychological problems. Here's one thing I'm going to tell the parents of these two kids. Sue the heck out of CPS. And if you want witnesses and character witnesses, we're all activists out here, just reach out for us and we'll help you there. All right. I hope you got some great lawyers to go after this guy. All right. Thank you.
Hi everybody, my name is Balbis Komenka. Today I am here because too many mothers call me after this accident happened in Chicago. Mothers ask me to stop because too many of them working today, they cannot come in, but they worry about their kids. They send the kids in the school for better future, for better education. Then now they have to worry that their kids' safety when they go in the school. I please the alderwoman Roxana, I please Police Department, District 17, I please the Mayor of Chicago and other people to working to change the law, to stop the crime, stop the criminals, stop the sexual abusing the kids. Kids is our future. You know, if you not change the law for better future, for safety Chicago, people not go vote for you, we vote you out. No more vote for Democratic, nobody, because Democratic start destroy this country. This country is good opportunity for everybody. This country should be more safety. These kids should be safety. These kids no need stress and psychology problems. These kids is our future. These kids go working for better America. We are older people. It's not about us, it's about our future. And our future is our kids. And stop, give the job the people who harass the kids, sexual abusing kids, and who make a crime in this area. Support the justice, stop, support the justice, stop, support the criminals. Anyone who don't want it, support the justice, and who no cover the justice should be replaced from office, and we no more vote for that. This country, great opportunity. These people need peace. These people don't need civil war. These people don't need the stress that they receive. Also, judges, they should do better job. If they have a problem with law should be changed and cannot be like sexual abuse someone and probation. No probation. Go to the court, stay in the court, because these kids go to the court, after the court go in the jail, because these kids will have the problem for the rest of their lives. That will be stress and bad memories. Protect our kids, protect our families. If you don't want to protect our families and not like it, protect our kids, Mayor Chicago, alderwomen, aldermen, and others who no work for people, who try to make career for their personal opinion, who not give the people voice, please replace from office, remove from office. We will put the people over there who like a work, who like a fight for people. Today, no will be only the talking is the cheap. From today, we all together with community stand up and take action. From today, we'll be taking action. Remember that. Thank you.
I grew up here all my life for more than 2 decades. And after seeing a lot of crime and carnage going on in our streets here in the city of Chicago, now I have to deal, no, not just myself, but everyone else, the constituents, the residents here in the city, especially those in the Albany Park neighborhood, have to deal with a pedophile that's let back out on the loose by a corrupt judge, Judge Willis, who allowed a pedophile known as Bryon Ortega back on the loose, who's sexually assaulted 2 minors here right behind me, a high school, that gave him a place, an environment to actually go out and prey on the innocent younglings here in the Albany Park neighborhood. And that is not okay. And especially with the parents who do not know what's going on, especially in the schools around the streets, are worried about their own daughters and sons not knowing if they'll ever come home. And me having that experience growing up here my whole life, and I don't even live that far out from this high school, I know what it's like having to deal with a high surge of crime every day. But when it comes to pedophiles targeting children, that gets even worse, and that's not okay with the parents here, especially everyone here in the city of Chicago. I know it's not safe, and especially with our corrupt system, our corrupt bureaucratic politicians who do nothing and keep the police's hands tied behind their backs with criminals get out on the loose, and there's not really anything that nobody can do about it around here, because criminals have the authorities. They run the show here, not the cops. And there's no guarantee that a cop will ever show up in your house, and not knowing if anyone's ever going to respond to those 911 calls.
Not to interrupt, but we've been out here for over an hour. We haven't seen not one squad car go past us or anything else. We need more patrols out here. Mayor Johnson, you hear me? We need more police out here. We're 1,000 police officers short. What the heck are you thinking about? Take the handcuffs off these police, let them pull cars over. Who knows, they might find a hot gun in their car. Do something, Mayor, or we'll do something about you.
As you heard, yes. And I also blame the mayor here in the city of Chicago for not doing nothing, for spreading his most anti-police corruption here in the city of Chicago, where every law enforcement officer here in the city of Chicago has to deal with every day, going home. And it breaks everyone's heart here, especially a group here behind me. It hurts all of us. It hurts when especially an officer has to deal with saying goodbye to his child every morning, every evening, afternoon, not knowing if he'll ever come home, return to his wife, children, his parents. These people are not like criminals. These are human beings. They should be treated with respect. But nowadays you have a corrupt system here in the city of Chicago that tells us to go ahead and spew all this nonsense. And that's where we also have this corrupt mayor who's not going to do nothing. And this is where the problem still continues. And yet our own mayor also refuses to do nothing about it. So that's why we're here to address this issue, not only about the crime that's currently occurring and nonstop, but also because of pedophiles that are let back out loose by corrupt justice system that advocates for criminals and lawlessness, for thugs and pedophiles. And that's why we're here to advocate for the innocent, not for the corrupt and the criminals. And I yield back to my constituents.
Well, you heard it live, uncut, raw, unedited from the Someone You Should Know show. Stay tuned, because it will be televised on CANTV channel 21, 19, and 36. Peace and blessings to everyone. God bless America. God bless those that are dealing with this corruption in the city of Chicago and all over the globe. I'd like to give a great applaud out to my team here. They are dynamic and fantastic for the work we do and what we're doing. We're not funded by anyone. This is something we have a heart to do and we desire to do. So you can believe it that you will hear more from us all over the city of Chicago And after we handcuff Chicago and bring justice back to it, guess what? We're going to Detroit, we're going to New York, we're going everywhere where the law is not being upheld. God bless.